Something told me you guys want to make a gingerbread greenhouse, and I have just the template for you. I've heard there's a little bit of confusion on how this template works, and also I've made some minor adjustments, so you might want to click on the description box below to make sure you have the most up-to-date PDF printed out for yourself. So that is the first thing you're going to want to do, is print out these sheets. It's just regular printer paper, and I'm going to show you exactly what to do with these pieces. For the back wall, someone did correct me. I only had 4 windows on the back, and that's because my original template actually only had 4 windows. But then I think I must have realized that my gelatin sheets weren't wide enough for just 4 windows, so I ended up changing it to 5. I never changed my original template, which is why we had some confusion, but I have changed that now in the PDF. So you guys will print it out, cut it out exactly as it is, and you'll be perfect. So I'm just going to show you guys one example, and this is for the back wall piece. It is one of the pieces that has one of these attach here tabs on it, and the other piece should also have an attach here, and I'll show you guys how to put that together. So for this piece, I'm going to cut all around the solid edges, and these parts that have the little diagonals in them, those will be the windows. You will cut those out later. So now that I have my 2 pieces cut out all along this solid border, you can just take the 2 attach here pieces, tape it down, so this is what you'll be left with once you tape both pieces together, and eventually it'll look like this once you cut it all out. Obviously this is the 4 windows that I had before. That obviously was a mistake, so I changed it to 5. Yes, this middle window will be smaller. It was that way in my design initially too. If it bothers you, you can switch them around, but I calculated it so it would look aesthetic with the front windows, similar to the size of these. So I thought it would match the door frame. Anyway, aesthetic point of view, that should be smaller. I just wanted to point that out before I get any questions about that. These pages are pretty straightforward. Just cut around the solid border and cut out these sections that have the stripes. This one is the same concept. So for both of these pieces, I made a little correction to these. I realized it was a little confusing that there was no solid border around this edge, but that's just the way the printer works. It won't print all the way up until the edge. It's also less cutting for you to do. I've lined it up exactly so that when it prints out, you don't have to cut these 2 pieces. You just have these 2 lines to cut. Also, the back roof piece, number 1 and number 2, they will attach right here. So these pieces will go right on these, and you can tape it right over top of the attach here section, and you'll have one long continuous piece. One little tip I have for you guys is that I actually laminated these pieces before I cut them out. So basically I taped them together, put them in a little laminator sheet. You can also put contact paper over both sides of them, or regular Scotch tape, that works great too. Cover it and then cut out the pieces. You'll have to have an X-Acto knife to cut out the middle sections, but don't worry if you don't want your gingerbread house to be this complicated. If you don't want this many little intricate pieces to have to cut out, you can always just completely nix the windows. You can just cut out the basic shape of the gingerbread house, and you will have a gorgeous little, it could be a mansion. It could be like, well, I guess it wouldn't be a mansion, it's like 1 story. So a little townhouse, I guess you could call it. It could be anything you want. You can add windows. Well, I don't think you can add windows. There's really nowhere else you can add a window to these pieces, but you can fill in the windows, I guess I'm trying to say. I hope you guys found this demo helpful. If you have any additional questions, feel free to leave a comment either in this video or in my other gingerbread greenhouse video, and I will be sure to get back to you on that. But besides that, I hope you guys have a fantastic time building your gingerbread house, greenhouse, whatever it ends up being, and you get your friends and your family involved. Also, if you post a photo on Instagram, please tag me at Made by Mily. I would absolutely love to see your recreations of this little greenhouse thing. I've said greenhouse so many times that I kind of blanked for a second. I was like, should I say greenhouse again? Anyway, don't forget to subscribe. Happy holidays, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bisous.